Okay, there's two steps to threading our machine. We need to thread our top thread and then our bottom thread, or our bobbin thread, which we have already wound. So if you don't already have the thread that you're going to use wound onto a bobbin, you need to just pop back to the other video and wind your bobbin before you start threading your machine. So on this machine, there are numbers showing you which step to follow as you're threading your machine. So the first one here is this number 1, this metal kind of lever here. So the thread just goes in under that, and then it comes all the way down and loops under that little number 2 there. And then it comes back up, and there is a second metal little lever to take the thread here. If that's not there, if you twist your hand wheel to turn your needle up and down, it will also move that as well. So just make sure that that's up and you're going from the right across over to the left side of that. Then you're coming down. The next one is this little metal lever here. So we're going to tuck our thread in behind that, and then we're ready to thread our needle. So when you go to thread your needle, make sure your presser foot is down. So the lever to put that down is just here. And then we're going to thread our needle. So once you have your top thread threaded, then we're going to do our bobbin thread. So on this machine here, this piece slides out. So these have an actual bobbin case that we can take out like this. Some machines you just drop the bobbin into the top, so there's a little part that slides forward. So this is our bobbin case here. So you can see there's a little thread guide for the thread to go in through just there. And this little opening here is where we want the thread coming out of. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line our bobbin with the thread pointing away from ourselves up with our bobbin case, like so. So you can see the angle that they're going at. And we pop the bobbin inside, and then we pull the thread back through that loop, and it'll actually pop out through the guide where it should be. Once you have your bobbin in the bobbin case, then the kind of hook at the top of this should be pointing to about 12 o'clock when you pop it into the machine. So you can see on the machine there is a slight notch just here that it sits into. So the best way I find to do that is if you hold the handle on your bobbin case, put it in with the hook pointing to about 2 o'clock and twist it until you hear it click into place. And that's our bobbin in. Then to get our bobbin thread up to the top, we're going to hold on to our needle thread, or our top thread here, and twist the hand wheel so that the needle goes down, always twisting towards ourselves. And we'll see we have a second thread come up then from our bobbin there. So we now have our 2 threads at the top of our sewing machine. And we can pop our guide back on. Before you start sewing on any project, you should always do a test stitch then to make sure that the machine is threaded correctly. And if for any reason that test stitch doesn't work, start by rethreading your machine and make sure you haven't missed any steps.